बिना गराज थ्रो हो जाएगा गराज बोल रहा हूं सॉरी शॉट यार मेरा दिमाग वही आ जाता है
Alright, so close peeking here when you're entering, probably not great.
गराज बोल रहा हूं सॉरी शॉट यार मेरा
So the thing is, if you close peek here, like let's say there actually was an enemy here. First off, your crosshair doesn't seem super ready. Your gun's like barely drawn in time. Crosshair's maybe a bit high. This is usually a more common angle than right side. But more importantly, like let's say you actually see someone and you start fighting them. Since you're standing at the closest possible angle, like no one else can join your fight. If there's a guy here, they have to line up exactly with you in order to help you fight. That's why usually when you're rushing or you have a group of people, first player wide swings. And that way the other people, like let's say they're on the right side now, because either they're on the left side and you swung past and you can call out their location, or they're on the right side and you can start fighting and the other people can help you trade. But you have to like make room for your other teammates. Also your smokes, like you shouldn't be entering. Like if you die here, your team just loses the round.
I have the spike.
Should have probably started smokes already. So at this point the hit's already too slow. Like they're already fully set up, enemies have already rotated. You weren't fully behind cover, I think, tossing that.
Spike down A.
So at this point the round's kind of doomed. I probably wouldn't use paranoia here with 5 life in a 1v5. Because now next round, I don't even know if you'll be able to afford your second smoke. Also, like, the time you delay tossing this...
Last player standing.
Like, you could have had a 1v1 here in this time with your 9 bullets.
Down A.
So at this point, you'd already be dead, or you'd already be dead. So, like, you needed to take that earlier. Plus, since he was so close to you, he actually had the right approach when he was paranoid to run closer, since it's really just in your sight. Let's check your money. So you have 4,300. So buying this sheriff, like you definitely can't buy our util and full armor. So this is sort of a throw here. And then the second smoke is way more important than the sheriff.
अपना एक बंदा जेट से पिट गया वो मुझे लगा पीछे आया हो मैं थोड़ा एक्सपेक्ट
मैं कर रहा हूं उन्होंने
हैं
नो traps नो बैक स्टैब
अरे क्या बोल रहा है
I like the strat though. Like I think that if there is a way you guys win this round, you guys have to do some weird lurky stuff.
Going out.
This is kind of dangerous.
Cover going out.
Also tossing the smoke. So if you want to err on the side of being a little bit too far in the hallway, because if they're in the hallway, they don't know the exact spot that it ends. So that when they come out here, they're not going to step out and just like stand right here because like you might have a teammate here and like their shoulder might be sticking out. When they come out of the smoke, they have to basically just be running out all the way. Even if this smoke is like a little bit too far in, like they can't risk not knowing that. Like they also can't risk stopping with their face or their eyes barely still in the smoke. Like they have to run out a bit further anyway. So it's usually a little bit better to err on the side of too close. Putting it out wide like this makes it so they can step out this side. And then a teammate playing this like can't have a straight line of fire to like shoot them if they come through. So like if you can't perfectly align it, I would err towards being too far in. Alright, so this is where it actually ends up. I think it's bulging just a tiny amount, which is fine. But probably just err just a little bit. I would probably... Actually, are you using movement? Yeah, you're standing perfectly still. Usually for fine adjustment, you actually want to move. So in this case, like I would probably pull this back and walk a little forward, or actually you're close to the window. I would probably just shift walk backwards here to not make noise to toss this one a little bit more accurately. Because like the left and right click is just not stable enough to really control it. You peeked before your gun was drawn. And then you start turning around when you're still exposed to doors. This is really dangerous here. I would probably try to cross this angle first before I turn around. Because you know they can't be all the way up here yet. This is an interesting angle. It is an off angle, but you're at pretty bad angle disadvantage. And now I think when you jiggle left, you're like exposing yourself to garage door. It's like a very weird spot. Usually, I think your original spot was fine. This doesn't give you that angle disadvantage either. So if you're, this is like a team communication thing. So like if you're going to be lurking, your team can't commit to a C hit. Like the value of a lurker is mainly going to be taking map control to secure the team's rotations. If you guys are just rushing site, you should probably just be there. Yeah, it's not too bad. Are you moving? Okay, so if you're holding this sort of angle and you see this, I don't know why your instinct is to uncrouch here and also start moving. Like, I think that you were totally fine just to like wait here. You could like lift your crosshair a little because your crosshair is like a little bit too low, but I would not stand and move. Like greatly increases the chances of this missing like this. So this is the frame that you fired. So if you're gonna hold an angle on an unsuspecting enemy, at least hold it. Hold it. Don't start moving, especially when you know they're not looking at you.
Scanning ahead.
Interesting.
Scanning ahead.
So you do this jump peek backwards. Most people jump forwards and then strafe out to the right, and like, so they step out wider here and then come back in like that. You're doing it the other way, except you sort of...
Scanning ahead.
So if you're going to do it from this side, I think most people jump left and then they come back in backwards. But instead you jump forwards and then try to go left and then try to go backwards, which doesn't like work as well.
Scanning ahead.
Like you don't get as much motion if you do it that way. I think it's better just to run straight left and then backwards, but then you're kind of slow on this initial run up. Or since this is the run up direction, I would jump forward and then peel right.
Deploying drone.
But you're still entering as smokes, which doesn't really make sense.
Drone.
Probably not a great time to waste all your ammo. Also, your team is missing a second player in sewer. Site hits are really slow. Like, you spend so much time shooting when you could have already been up at the smoke. Always do heaven smoke first. Like, people are going to see the heaven angle from long and the heaven angle before they finish peeking from short. Like, no one's going to be able to see this angle.
Right here.
So at this point, you made a ton of noise and pulled the entire enemy team here. So let's see what you decide to do now that there's probably 4 here at least. Alright, at least you're careful here around the Cypher trip. That's good. I don't know if you communicated to your team that you should rotate. You're also solo here. So if there is a flanker, now you're giving him a 1v1 when you could have had 2 or 3 people like shift walk out here first.
5 seconds.
You're also not ready for a window. I know you have to gamble one.
Wow.
I think window's more likely in this case. You just made a step.
Shadows traveling.
Heaven's more important. So the value that you're providing here, if your team doesn't rotate, which it looks like they ended up not rotating, is the same value as the Cypher trip. I guess Jet can technically updraft over it, but like basically you're just not a member of the team right now when you could have been entering with the team. What did you? Oh, this is because you wasted that paranoia early.
What I want him to see.
Alright, so at least you buy your second smoke, but because you wasted that paranoia on the doomed 1v5 round with 5 life or whatever, like you don't have it for this round where it really matters. And you don't have your teleports, and you don't have full armor. So that's like, all that's a big deal. Like the usual Omen paranoia is probably like from where this, near where the Sova is, flashing top sewer like tight right, which is dangerous, and back sight at the same time. Or alternatively, you could flash top sewer and like graffiti. Or if you're on sewer side, you can flash graffiti back sight if you're like back in here. So your team lost the value of that paranoia. Because, like, I think they actually have to take the site like this. How did they do it?
Reveal everywhere. 5 seconds. Reveal the
So they just run out, well, I guess with a Reyna eye. But imagine if you had flashed, like, or you could have even flashed down this way if you had information that they were there.
Wow.
Shadows traveling.
Is there one grass or a link? Couldn't tell.
Reyna.
Your flank's very dangerous right now.
Marshall है. The city and
One enemy remaining.
The city
So
and
this-
One enemy remaining.
At this point, you know they're heaven. This is the worst time to step out. So if this Reyna was out here and just looking for you, you just gave them a free 1v1 in a 3v1 situation. So like right after they get that kill is the worst time. Maybe you were swinging because you didn't know that like the Astra was dead. So you're like, oh, let me cover their backs, like thinking that Reyna jumped out.
the city and
Yeah, it sounded like you heard 2 sets of Vandal shots and you're like, oh, maybe both
One
angles are
enemy
here.
remaining.
But yeah, now you stepped out in a way you have no cover and no one can trade you. So this is probably the worst possible spot you can be given the information you had. And then you're breaking your crosshair placement just to shoot these pretty unlikely bullets, which you could have backed up to cover so that you're only exposed to like the window panel and just shot through it for safety.
Come city. Smoke
You're also
heaven.
wasting your ammo, reloading in the open. Now they have a 1v1 on
I'm
Reyna.
watching heaven. Smoke city.
It's a pretty dangerous peak. Like, I actually don't know why your Sova left that spot. I think that a crossfire here to here with another person behind here is like kind of unbeatable. Like if they jump out window, like if this person plays tucked here, this person plays here, they jump out window. If this guy jumps down, this guy probably wins the fight. If not, this guy wins the fight. I guess they can jump on the windowsill and shoot here, but then the guy mid-box would be able to peek out and peek off contact to kill him. So now you guys are just playing 1v1s no matter where she comes.
Cover going out.
Peeked out before the smoke came out.
Don't listen.
Cover going out.
This is a really dangerous way to peek this. Like you're not even looking at it.
Don't listen.
Revealing area.
This is a very bad angle to play. Right here, like if she steps out, you just get shot and die.
Don't listen. Don't listen.
Maybe heaven still. This is dangerous.
Don't listen.
Can't really knife here.
अरे और क्या कर सकता हूँ?
You got really lucky that he peeks like right after. Draw a gun.
It ends for now.
Probably could have got a sheriff too.
हम जीत कैसे गए भाई?
We are not
ईयरफोन हटा दे.
वो राउंड तो भाई हम जीत नहीं था मैं.
Need a drop. Need a drop.
You have 25 armor here, so this is probably not a great round to be buying armor. Because 25 armor against what? They have 4 vandals, right? Yeah, they're unsafe. So against 4 or 5 vandals, 25 armor is 125. 3 shots to the body with the vandal deal 120. The 4th shot deals up to 160, so it doesn't matter if you have half or heavy armor. So you actually could have bought your jet rifle. So like this doesn't make any sense. Like you could have had half armor and she could have had a rifle, but instead she has no gun or she has a specter. Or like this guy has less utility now. Because you're wasting that cash, so he loses what, a trapwire? Because he can't give up both smokes, he has to lose a trip here. So if you guys get flanked this round, it's on you for sure. And your jet's down a gun. Trying pistol's a little faster than rifle.
Revealing area.
cover going out.
My ultimate is ready.
थोड़ा उसमें हो रहा.
Deploying drone.
Get really lucky. I wonder if they had time to actually get close corner.
Ultimate is ready.
थोड़ा उसमें हो रहा.
Deploying drone.
Probably not. Paranoia.
लेफ्ट कोई नहीं है.
Cutting their vision.
वो क्या खोज दे रहा है?
यूज करते हैं इसको इमोट करने वाले में
त्रास देखना.
त्रास देखो
1 city,
त्रास.
2 city.
इमोट करने वाले में
Their vision.
वो क्या खोज दे रहा है?
So this is a kind of dangerous situation to pull knife. Like if they had a timing, they might have heard your team run in garage, and then they would have just jumped down, and they should be coming out of the smoke right about now. And that would give him a really good timing, especially if it was Reyna, to step out, kill one, maybe kill a second, and then dismiss out.
Mute कर दे इसको, मैं mute करने वाला हूँ।
त्रास देखना
त्रास देखो।
1 CT.
Especially if they were like a B player. But it looks like Reyna was flanking out of A. So this Brimstone's in garage window, you hear the pounding steps. So if that was Reyna, you guys could have very well have lost the round there.
2 CT.
Spike planted.
Don't know about this TP. There wasn't any real danger. I guess the smoke was coming down. I do like that you're prioritizing your survival, since you could have really useful smokes here, like one-waying spike or one-waying the spawn angle, or one-way. Can you one-way garage? Or I'm not actually sure.
Camera taken out.
But you're not using it? Okay, you're not using it.
Cover going out.
Well, that was not a good smoke. That actually helped him get out of garage.
पीछे आ जाओ पीछे आ जाओ पीछे आ जाओ पीछे आ जाओ
Last
Right, honestly, at this point when you were taking your TP, I thought you were going to TP up onto this box. And I'm like, oh, that's a pretty smart play. Not many people play up here. You could have your teammates hold your spawn more actively, so that way you get a really good angle onto garage push. But I don't know if giving up this space is good. So like, this just feels claustrophobic to me because you're now playing the same angle as Cypher. So you two can't really fight together at this point. Whereas if you were playing something like Logs, or like on top of this box here, or on top of center box, I don't know. I feel like there's like a lot of other places that you could be playing with way more impact. I think playing on top of this box is pretty good to cover up, like without putting yourself at risk, since you do want to do another smoke in 5 seconds. You can just jump to it from Logs, so it's like not too expensive util wise. And now Sova crossing here makes it even worse, because now all 3 of you are playing the same angle. Which makes it so this Brim gets a ton of value out of this one smoke.
Cover going out.
Plus that bad smoke. Yeah, it makes it super easy for Reyna to clear out, like very safely, so the Cypher can't fight him.
पीछे आ जाओ
last player standing.
Reveal Reyna का blind ही नहीं छोड़ा।
Scanning ahead.
नहीं करा।
One enemy remaining.
चिल्ले।
13 minutes again.
अरे मेरे को
One of us.
So I wonder actually if Cypher had another trip here at the end, if you guys would have won. Because like with a Cypher trip, you could kill them through the box, like this Reyna or something like that. So maybe you guys lost the round because they're down a Cypher trip.
सोच रहा था यहाँ से
आ जाऊँगा मैं इसलिए क्या? अरे भाई
Can they afford guns? Yeah, they have rifles again. So this full armor is kind of a waste when you could have paranoia instead. Paranoia is too important to give up.
पर टाइम क्या हो
Not sure I agree with you taking... This angle's fine. This initial peek is a little scary, as the smoke's on your team.
अटेंड रो
I have the spike.
Probably wouldn't be the one swinging window if you're the smokes. Probably be part of this pack of people.
नहीं क्या घुसते हैं
Cover going out.
ये ऊपर है मार का
Scanning
He's
ahead.
made a step here. So you should also tell the team that you have 2 rotating off A.
एक सी है
Maybe you are actually. I don't think I'm getting your comms. I would not peek into them because you know that they're here.
तो है तीन है
Wait, you didn't smoke? Did you think you smoked?
तीन है
Whoa, that was weird.
तो है
I actually thought you smoked, but you switched weapons too fast. So you got really lucky you don't die for that.
Reloading.
There's also a keybind to make your jump silent. Might as well do that bind. So whatever key, I assume you use spacebar for jump. So you just bind a secondary bind of either shift walk or crouch to also be spacebar as the secondary. So that way every time you jump, you frame perfect. Also like shift.
खाली एक ही है पे जेट
So all your takeoffs become silent, even though landing still looks nice. Not sure you have to be careful of these angles because you have this trip. And you're now making a ton of noise when no one else is making noise, and you're in the lead. So you want to be the slowest here to give them time to catch up.
लोकेशन क्या होगा ठीक है रेना भी आया होगा
कुछ कर आ जाओ
You didn't clear a lot of angles here. Reyna didn't clear either. So you didn't clear behind the boxes on the right, or on the left, I mean, and you didn't clear behind this thing. So this is hard to clear. I think theoretically, can they fit here? They might be able to fit on this side. Actually, yes, they can. So I would respect that because this is a really scary angle right here.
जल्दी भाग क्या
Didn't clear right. I assume Reyna did.
Shadows traveling.
Good smokes.
शॉर्ट साइड देखना शॉर्ट साइड
Revealing area.
Yeah, I actually thought
Third
this
is
guy's
nice,
called
third.
out sewer here. Right?
Revealing area.
Yeah, I don't know how he noticed
Yeah,
it.
yeah, जल्दी
He
भाग
did
क्या?
call it out.
Smoke कर
जेट होगा जेट होगा
Shadows traveling.
I think here you probably have to be scaling up with this and just hope that the Reyna, like you guys are going fast. I don't think you can hang back and wait this long. Like as a sewer player on A, the only thing that makes sense is to play deep sewer in here, wait for everyone to push past, and then try to look for a flank.
शॉर्ट साइड देखना शॉर्ट
So
साइड
this is a pretty typical A defense. It's weird that Reyna's here. I guess she was rotating in.
शॉर्ट साइड देखना शॉर्ट साइड
You should also be hugging this left wall to get maximal cover instead of coming out a little bit wider. I don't think it would have saved you here. And just in general, you want to be jumping around corners because there's no penalty to be jumping here, especially since you're going uphill. So you can maintain max speed and move silently because uphill jumps are completely silent.
Spike down A.
Maybe you would have lived. Would have been a body shot here. Maybe 2.
30 seconds left.
The rest will follow.
Yeah, that one was just not keeping up with the team. Like, I know it's scary running with your smokes out when the team is like... But theoretically, your person in the lead should be protecting you all.
अरे एक को
किसी ने
hold-
सुना
ये
होगा जब
शायद
उसने
पीछे
smoke-
होल्ड कर रहा था यार ये साइफर इसको अरे एक को
किसी ने सुना होगा
स्मोक कर रहा था दिया
मैं रिवील का वेट भी नहीं करा
Alright, what is your buy?
मैं घुसे जा रहा हूँ पता है मैं रिवील का
Sheriff's like kind of okay here. How's their money? Sheriff's kind of okay here. Their money's not great, so you guys actually have a decent chance of winning. But I think you need your util. I don't think you could afford armor here. You just need to buy all
मैं
of your
घुसे जा
util.
रहा हूँ पता है मैं रिवील का वेट भी नहीं करा
अरे यार ये
Because like even if you lose this round, which you're still more likely to lose this round, all the util will
पता
carry
है
over
इधर
that you
आएगा
haven't
यार, ये
used.
मैं ये देखता हूँ सेव है ना
It'd be a good time to teleport across if you wanted to try something tricky. You're coming.
Revealing area. Revealing area.
So how you peek this is weird. Like at this point, you're like already, like your shoulder's already exposed here, I think, because your angle disadvantage, or like almost exposed. It's like pretty iffy. I would probably be like another quarter step to the left or half a step to the left before swinging this. Shot. I think this is worth the risk. Don't know if I would knife out here in case there's a second sewer, although it's pretty unlikely.
यही जा रहा हूँ
Cover
I'm
going
going
out.
ये
It's dangerous. So interesting thing. So I know you're trying to go fast, so I think this is fine, is that you can clear this just by standing on this side because you have angle advantage to see if there's someone on right. Left, you have to clear though. So I know she didn't clear left at all. And there's probably, if there was a second guy, he'd probably be tight right here, but
साइड ले लो
probably not here. If you had your second smoke here, because the armor didn't matter. If you had your second smoke, you could have smoked heaven. Didn't clear tight left. Didn't clear tight right. Yeah, I guess you at least cleared back sight. Didn't clear hell.
Flag planted. My ult is ready.
मेरे पेल्ट है पीछे जाऊँ मैं
हाँ मैं जाता हूँ मुझे
पीछे गया मैं पीछे जा रहा हूँ
Last
I almost wonder, seeing this Reyna, I almost wonder if I would try to move in closer and try to peek under it. It's like kind of tough though.
पीछे जा रहा हूँ
last player standing.
See, are you holding
gaya,
just
piche
D
gaya.
on this peek? Because you have to back up a little bit here.
Last player standing.
I think good enough. I think the peek was fine.
3v1 था और 3v2 करना पड़ता फाइट
अरे अगर
स्मोक नहीं था मेरे पे इसने बी ले लिया पता है मैं वो स्मोक भी खराब दूंगा ये
You guys are getting kind of wrecked. Let's see. You could have armor here. Don't have to.
इसने बी ले लिया पता है
So you
मैंने
have
ठीक है
enough money.
स्मोक कर दूंगा ये पीक कर गया उधर ही
But you guys are pretty poor. If you have armor here, you might be able to guarantee rifles next round even if you lose.
कॉम्स भी नहीं है कि
Scanning ahead.
Should always jump when you teleport as Omen. Like in general, it's weird standing still here. If someone swung you from sewer, you'd just be dead. You also like block your jet because you stand still, I think.
Scanning ahead.
So you're like blocking half your team because you're like your body is just here. Always jump before you TP.
ये क्या होता है
Shot.
अरे
हेलो, हेलो।
एक और है अरे nice shot, चल.
Cover going out.
Your team really doesn't know how to scale. You have to be moving forward here. You can once again, if this Cypher wasn't here protecting you, you could once again get shot from sewer. Yeah, here I would, like taking out this smoke, I would try to move around this corner to cut off that sight line and hug this wall and maybe slowly move up while doing the 2 smokes.
अरे nice shot, चल.
Cover
But
going
like,
out.
let's see. Maybe even after this kill, I would already start smokes here. Because it takes so long to travel. So smoke heaven. It would land here. Smoke second smoke. It would land here. At this point, you'd be running up with the team.
अरे nice shot.
Now you'd be paranoiaing here for these guys to entry.
Shadows
And that timing would be a lot much more suitable. So at this point, the paranoia would be going out. And that guy would be blind. And at this point, you could be clearing sewer.
Shot one bulge. Shot one bulge.
So you have 22 bullets in your gun. I don't think it's worth risking a gun swap here. Because, like, chances are this gun has less bullets. I wasn't actually paying attention or counting. Looks like it has the same. But also, like, that moment you step out could also be another fight, although it's unlikely.
Backstab हो सकता है.
So this is a kind of dangerous way.
So I link.
Like, it's very unlikely there's another guy here.
Backstab हो सकता
So you're gambling that there's no one in here, but you might as well just full clear this. I don't think a paranoia here does much. If the Sova's ulting, I don't think that Astra's like solo entering by herself. I would have gun out, clear this out, and once you clear all this, the Cypher trip holds your flank. Could even think about going for a long flank. Because you only have 70 life here.
है.
There's no angle you can really paranoia that makes sense. If you paranoia this, they'll just back off, and Jet can't release.
ये Jet के मरने के बाद कर दिया.
My ultimate is ready.
I can recall.
You could even play to swing off this trip. You exposed to heaven here? Yeah, you're just standing out exposed to heaven.
Healing area.
हाँ. नहीं अभी नहीं.
Just flash gesture Jet.
One enemy remaining.
You know where this guy is?
Enemy remaining.
You're exposed to heaven here this whole time. Peeked an angle that you have no trade. Like this angle, there's no way anyone can play off your contact. So you're just throwing here. So that's a waste of $2,100. And also you could have had another smoke.
Player standing.
Actually, you guys threw away 3 guns. So it's what? Oh, basically 9-10k.
Nice रे.
10k loss here.
भाई क्या कर रहे हो?
Need a drop.
इसको भी नोट मारना पड़ेगा लगता है.
Drop दे रहा है.
Oh my god. And now you guys can like barely buy up.
दे रहा है.
You guys can't even buy up.
Buy मांग लो चाहिए तो.
Like 10k cred loss. It's huge. Just because you guys were trolling, trying to fight over who gets the kill, and instead you guys are playing off contact.
इसे flash करेगा.
Another example, the smoke bulging a little bit. Not a huge deal, but it's just better to err on side of into the hall.
Healing area.
That's sort of fine. Paranoia.
बढ़िया.
This TP is really late. You should be jumping with this TP.
बढ़िया.
Because you can jump, B-hop, and then like come back even deeper into cover here, rather than just standing still. Well, you probably could have killed that. I don't know about wasting your ammo here.
ये garage में एक्टा हुआ है.
You have a trip flank. So I think it's actually more useful to go for the flank here. Like, you're not in a great position to help swing to help your team. I guess you can shoot off this trip. But the enemy knows that the trip is there.
shadows traveling.
दो लोग हैं. Jet और Renal और वो है. रुको रुको रुको.
One enemy.
Alright, I lied. You did make it in
Jet और
time.
Renal और वो है. रुको रुको रुको.
This guy tagged by
दो लोग हैं. Jet
tagged by Cypher
और
Cam.
Renal और वो है. रुको रुको.
If it wasn't for the Cypher Cam, I think this is a much harder fight.
One enemy remaining.
Backside.
Last player standing.
120.
Good job. Let's see how long it would have taken if you had flanked. At this point, you'd be crossing by the Cypher
I think
trip.
garage.
At this point, you'd be making it over to garage. At this point, you'd be killing this jet right here.
Shadows traveling.
Then at this point, you'd probably be crossing back around to B and then looking for another
दो
relurk.
लो है जेट और रेनल और वो है रुको रुको रुको
One enemy remaining.
Backside.
Last player standing.
120
Thank you.
Yeah, it would have been close. Because your teammates are playing on site and they're not playing long for post plant. Since they're staying on site, I think it is better that you stay here. Whereas like the other round when everyone ran long for post plant, that round would have been a better round to fast flank.
रील तोड़ दिया
Or not even
भाई
fast flank, to slow flank.
भाई
तेरा कोने में
Let's win and get
That's your team's money. Pretty bad.
वो ना आरजी
Yeah, if you had just saved $400 in a previous round, you could have bought 2 guns for your teammates here.
Scanning ahead.
Always jump when you
वो
TP.
स्मोक करा दे pushing
Jiggle here is not
वो
that
स्मोक
clean.
करा दे pushing
This is your first jiggle, you didn't even see the angle. Second jiggle, your shoulder's exposed, but you can't see anything. Third jiggle is actually correct, but you don't strafe back into cover. You like jiggle this twice and you're like can see it the whole time. So you're just like your head's just out here and you're not firing.
चलो
Nice shot.
आजा
Shadows traveling.
You're just like a duelist main and you're just filling smokes. Maybe you should just play Clove instead if you play like this. There's the fast flank.
क्या दे रहा है
here. Still inside.
चलो
Unimportant.
आजा
Shadows traveling.
अरे राइट
Should be moving up with your team here.
में चेक कर रहा हूँ क्या दे रहा है
Yeah, you can't paranoia here, but you should be up here at this point. Like you're late.
Here.
Gotta move while smoking. That's true of any smoke agent.
तो अभी
Our team's inting again. Just gave them guns.
बहुत
Drone.
Alright, so let's talk about aggressive angles and passive angles. So you had a great spot with great cover that could swing off contact, and now you walked to an aggressive angle where you have no cover at all, and if they come out here, no one can trade you. So if you have the most aggressive angle, then your teammates have to, or if you have the most aggressive angle, you can't be out in the open. You have to be waiting to swing off contact like this. So like you can't be jiggling and peeking like this unless your Cypher's standing in the open like that. The heck? What is he doing?
एक 7 है
Can't be flank, you know they're both there. Heaven, but you just peeked it. You can smoke heaven off. Your like shoulder was exposed that whole time.
heaven
You gave up your really good position.
Last player
Assume you guys
standing.
lose this round. Yeah. So you threw this one.
Wire.
Always smoke heaven when you have the choice. Everyone loves playing heaven because everyone's too afraid to come out this angle because this angle is so hard to defend. Let's say you actually come out here and then the Sova takes the first shot from this random ass off angle when the guy comes here. When he does that, then you step out and trade and the Cypher steps out and trades. And then you're the only one that's exposed to heaven. Like Cypher's actually not exposed to heaven on that swing. And if heaven's smoked out, there's no trade on their side. But yeah, you just don't seem very comfortable playing Omen. Like not comfortable with having awareness of your body when you smoke, having precise smokes by like walking around, preventing the smoke from bulging on side. I think this one's like okay though. Yeah. But like in other situations, like bulging out a little bit, not like egregiously, but rather than having it like a little bit in instead.
Last player standing.
भाई
And then not being able to keep up with the team to execute. So you've like missed paranoias or just been late to trade. Luckily the team hasn't needed trades, but if they did, you'd be late to trade.
Reloading.
It's a weird paranoia since that would only hit them if they were in the open.
Revealing area.
Definitely play more. If you really have to play smokes, I would play Clove if I were you. Or if you want to learn how to play Omen, then you have to change your playstyle.
I have retrieved the spike. Reload.
Because you happen to be winning these early fights, but if you lost this fight right here, your team just loses the round.
Cover going out.
Deploying drone.
wait
Teleport into the window? That is suicidal. I don't know if you intended to do that. If anything, you should be teleporting back here or back here. It does never make sense to teleport into the window.
बात करो
How did they not see the astral got pinged? So you entered this round.
Scanning.
Okay, moving on to the
push
next
करोगे मैं उधर
one.
उसने गन निकाल लेड मुके में हाथ में वरना मैं मार देता मुझे लगा
I think economy is the other thing.
किसको
I
किसको
feel like you
mark
never
किया?
have
इसको ना?
all your util.
हाँ,
It was like short something.
Cover going out.
Here.
It's a good default smoke. Have the first time you tossed it, but I like it. But now they just scanned like 4 people mid because no one shot the
अरे
dart.
भाई
Where was that dart?
Here.
Cover going out.
Bulged a little bit.
Here.
Cover going out.
Here.
I would shoot that dart for him. Like you don't really have to expose yourself for it.
अरे भाई reveal
So are we.
Right way, closer.
Who's traveling?
I'd be swinging off contact here. I would not walk out. If anything, you'd have to TP to get out. Oh, never mind. They double smoked it. Okay, so you can the same thing when I tell you can jump and TP. You can also jump, like use ult and jump. So with ult, you don't have to jump and then ult. You can. You could actually click ult and you have about a half second to jump after you press the ult button. So you press X, run, jump, and then the thing loads up, or the map loads up. So you used it when you were in the air and still falling, but you could have been running, press ult, jump, and then this will come out in the air and then prevent you from moving anymore. It's a weird one. Usually people ult back in this corner just to decrease the chance they hear the audio cue, and also to give you cover. But I guess if you're trying to fast plant,
Reloading.
why are you trying to cancel plant?
Spike planted.
Alright, you finally did the jump TP. Though you should be B hopping when you do it to make yourself harder to hit. You have a smoke, you should be using that. You can one-way this angle. I would not step out into the open here.
Cover going out.
The smoke's pretty good, but I think the one-way's a little bit better here if you have time to toss it. Like on that little like thing. I don't think this paranoia makes too much sense.
Blinding.
One enemy remaining.
Alright, I lied.
Blinding.
I think the jet is the one that ran out this side, right?
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, the jet's the one that ran out this side, but luckily you hit the brimstone by accident. You should have been scaling with the jet. I thought you were going to toss this paranoia early, like before, but this was a good timing for it, honestly. Maybe like a little earlier. Because with that brim smoke, that's like the timing probably to toss it. Because with their brim smoking, then they're trying to do a thing.
One enemy remaining.
Or is it jet smoke? Whatever.
Revealing.
Not confident that this is the place to hold. Trying to think if there's like a better spot. Like they don't have flashes. Like you could have, I guess you don't have any more teleports because you didn't have enough money, but you could have been up on top of like the top of default. You haven't really had time to get over here to jump onto this box to do the same peak. But I think that also would have been better. You also get lucky this jet makes a ton of noise here.
One enemy remaining.
मेरा एक खूब बड़ा लेकिन ना
ऐसा लग रहा है ना हर किल्ला विप
यार
करूंगा
पता है एम लैब जब करके आते हैं ना तो तब लगता है तो भाई
Could be jumping when you come out of that smoke, especially if you have knife, just to make yourself harder to hit.
मैंने
and
करा
shot.
भी नहीं मेरे अच्छे से
Probably could have paranoid that guy reactively.
तो भाई
ओए आज मैंने
Like right here, when you hear your teammate die, you could start paranoiding
करा
this
भी नहीं मेरे
guy.
अच्छे से
Should be starting smokes.
Take flight.
Should be moving while you do this.
Going out.
Hmm.
शॉट है आई थिंक वन शॉट
एडिशन है तो साइफर पर एडिशन साइफर एडिशन करो देखो
Everyone hiding.
गया वो एक ही साइड डाउन
Yeah.
Oh, you can't make noise here. They hear that. Oh, that's trolling.
क्या हो गया
You threw this round too.
हेवन है
Enemy spotted.
हेवन
Last
सिटी
player. Enemy spotted.
एक ही साइड डाउन
So you guys were silent here.
Yeah.
So 109 or 108, that's the moment that they realize that it's A, because you're like running here.
Still inside.
And then this guy peeks early too, so it's like on both of you, but you give it away like 3 seconds earlier.
एक हेवन है
Enemy spotted.
हेवन
Last
सिटी
player standing. Spike down A.
I don't know if it's worth fighting Heaven here, because there's no angle that Heaven can threaten you if you fight left side first. Oh, what a jump. So you heard the metal step. It didn't sound far enough to be on the steps here. So it has to be on this middle box. What a jump.
You want to fight it?
You guys wild.
Switching
बंकर स्विच कर दी मेरे साथ वो यहाँ स्पॉट हुआ फिर वहाँ चला गया प्रे करो भाई सब
दिया मैंने end में। अरे यार
Short
पता है
utility
वो ना
again.
हेवन स्मोक नहीं था मैंने इसलिए सोच रहा था टीपी करूँ ना करूँ फिर मैं
Oh, wait, no, this is pistol round. What am I talking about?
अबे स्मोक होता तो मैं हेवन ही स्मोक नहीं करते था यार स्मोक ही नहीं था ना इधर है
ए पे आ रहे हैं
डीप स्मोक डाल रहा हूँ होल्ड करियो
Shadows traveling.
हाँ ये लो
Short
तू ये
करो,
लो
short करो।
एटलीस्ट
So you have to be kind of careful when you're smoking here. I would probably jump spot before smoking each time, just to make sure no one like snuck up close on me.
We're going out.
Smoke bulges a little bit, but it's fine. Yeah, like that guy probably would have saw him on a jump peek.
Annihilated.
So if you're right clicking anyway, you don't really have to stop moving. Because that first right click, they'll see your tracers, so they can see that like where you shot from, and they might have been able to get a lucky kill back.
Annihilated.
So make sure you keep moving after that shot.
ओवर
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid.
Oh my god, Jet's inting. Oh, and you made noise on the jump because you don't have the silent keybind.
Nice one, Ray.
Scanning ahead.
I'm the last thing they'll see before they
I wonder if you could have kept up with the Jet. I guess she used dash.
भाई कोटेड चीज है भाई ये पैरानोया इजी
It was a good buy. Maybe one of the first good buys I've seen, other than pistol.
भाई गोश बड़ी लूज लगता है
Pick your pistol by swing.
घोष ना है ना
तो वही
बट
तो फिर
घोष से
घोष।
पता है लगते नहीं एक्चुअली में शॉट्स पता है वो बस ना इल्यूशन देता है एक शॉट्स लगवाने
भाई उतने में अच्छे भाई
Shadows
या
traveling.
अरे पता बी कैसे खेल सकते हो आप तो बस टीपी मार
We walked up.
Hold when grass as well here. Minor thing. You like turn away from this angle. Right here, you turn away from the angle before you're clear from it. Sometimes you'll miss information, like they'll peek at the last second, so at least you would have seen them if you didn't look away.
Spike down C.
This is a pretty dangerous way to cross here. So on this kind of round, it's pretty likely that someone sneaks up mid, but they just did it last round, so maybe less likely, but you should at least be checking this angle when you cross. Because like this angle is like the most common angle to be shot in the back. Either this way, or this way, this way.
Spike down C. One enemy remaining. Spike down.
I wonder if you're holding too close to the angle here. Like look how I think your crosshair's like here when you react.
C. One enemy remaining.
Forcing you to have to flick a lot.
In the smoke.
Maybe in smoke.
Right here.
City
I would get cover from spawn. Like right now your team has to hold spawn active just because you have no
with the
cover.
ghost है सिटी आएगा पक्का
Right here.
Blinding.
Wasted paranoia for no reason.
अगर आदमी
They died underneath our
भाई वो तो मैंने ये तो कॉल नहीं देते भाई मुझे खुद एंटी से करना पड़ेगा रात को
Batteries.
मैंने ये तो call-
Flawless.
Like there's no reason to try to hunt this guy down. He has to come here and grab this spike. Like you have so much time now, or not that much time, but you guys can set up a good play, right? You can go up logs while watching this angle and jump up onto this box. Or you could like TP up somewhere, or you could like set up some like look to see where your teammates are and try to swing off their contact.
अगर आदमी
I know it's going to be hard to coordinate with people, but you're in a call with your Sova, it seems. So you can at least set up something with your Sova to avoid giving away guns or throwing.
might come here this round
ठीक खेल लो स्मोक उसका है
It's actually pretty important that you guys keep your guns, since you guys are saving this one.
चीप चीप चीप
shadows traveling.
It's a
रोकना
terrible
ठीक है मैं
smoke
वो करूँगा रिकॉन करूँगा बताना किया
above you.
रोकना ठीक है मैं वो करूँगा रिकॉन करूँगा बताना चीप चीप चीप
Shadows traveling.
रोकना ठीक है मैं वो करूँगा रिकॉन करूँगा बताना
You probably might have been able to break that dart.
किया
Wait, hearing that dash, you should really be looking up.
रोकना ठीक है मैं वो करूँगा
This smoke is really not good. Because this makes it so safe for them to come out.
रिकॉन करूँगा बताना किया
Actually, I even wonder if you have time to smoke there. Because they're rushing so fast, I almost wonder if like just a paranoia would have been better. Like if you just paranoia down this line.
स्मोक डाल, एक साइड स्मोक डालना था और रिलैक्स करना था।
हाँ मतलब साइड स्मोक डालते ना, उसने खुद ही कर दिया था पता है, मैं रिवील देता। A स्टार है।
Oh, we should have shot the dart.
Take flight.
Cover going
जेट
out.
एलो है।
होल्ड कर ले, स्मोक होल्ड कर ले।
Oh, it's kind of awkward. So you don't want to smoke short because it blocks your op. You don't want to smoke long because he was droning long.
पीछे गया जेट।
Reloading.
Alright, so now they know there's at least 2 here.
हाँ नहीं
So
यार।
they're probably not going to hit it.
Watching here.
Especially with the op. Like, most people don't like pushing into ops. But I guess they have double smoke.
है यार, recon को
Definitely have to call window here. One girl. Did you not hear the window guy?
He started.
A से तो गए।
Smoked me. एक
वन एलो।
Probably if you're gun out here.
Shadows
पीछे जा रहे हैं।
Coming B. Coming B.
stealing sight.
Oh, why'd you wait till the paranoia wore off?
B. Coming B.
Stealing sight.
I would just rush this guy, but instead you hesitated.
Coming B.
Stealing.
Ready?
Shadows.
Smoked me. एक
वन एलो।
Ready?
Good instinct to smoke though. It's like slightly okay that it's not. That's a little rushed.
Coming B. Coming B.
I think you waited too long to toss this paranoia. I would have tossed that like immediately, like when the as soon as your smoke was out, immediately toss the paranoia and immediately swing with it, because that's the only time, the best time to catch them when they're coming through the doorway and they're like in that choke and haven't spread out yet. And it's also like the earlier you get here, like the less things they've cleared.
Spike down B.
30।
ब्लाइंड मार। ओके, ब्लाइंड किया।
And you could also play to survive rather than paranoiing and peeking. You could have also just did a fake TP or just went gong or something like that. Held the paranoia from when your teammates were there and then paranoid from gong before they had time to full clear sight.
यार,
गराज स्मोक स्टार डाला उसने। गराज।
You also seem to be losing mid control a lot. You could also think about smoking mid window just to like put pressure on him.
Shadows traveling.
Interesting safety smoke.
Right here.
Probably could have pushed out a bit more. I would jump peek this.
Take
I
flight.
think jiggle peeking is a little bit more dangerous.
Nice shot.
तो ऐसे भी
Revealing area.
I would TP here or have gun out at least.
एक ही ने
कहाँ इन है?
एक आउटफिट भी है आई थिंक। दो थे।
Probably should be doubled up with your jet or your Reyna here. I don't think tossing a smoke is as valuable as doubling up, like getting that trade. And you guys just lost your rifle.
एक है भी।
What is this teleport? At least you jump when you do it, but like, this is just a waste of $100. You might have needed this later on.
The hunt begins.
ले जाएंगे।
Assume you're calling garage here.
क्या बता?
तो तीनों सी जा रहे।
That was your timing to swing after he died. I guess you can try to get a lurk timing here, but they should be watching it.
Spike planted.
This is too late.
Everyone hide.
रुको अभी स्टॉप करो।
One enemy remaining.
नाइस। लॉन्ग पे है।
बहुत सारे लोग।
It's planned for long, right? So if you had the smoke, you could have smoked the spike, and then this fake tap would have been a lot more pressure.
Last player standing.
Should really smoke the spike instead of trying to fight this.
स्मोक है।
Cover going out.
You have to tap if you smoke the spike.
अच्छा। ये
अरे यार वो पीक, मैं इसलिए पीक नहीं किया।
I don't know what your plan. I guess your plan was to smoke this so that if they peek, they're one way, but then it doesn't really do much for you after that. It's not the worst though, but saving that smoke for spike earlier would have been much more massively
हाँ
helpful.
पता है, थोड़ा जल्दी हो गया। मैं वो ना देख रहे थे दोनों।
ज़्यादा मुझे पता था, देखेंगे अभी तो।
सी जा रहे।
The site's already lost. Alright, good. Saving for retake.
गराज जाओ। स्पैम मारो। मैं रिवील दूंगा।
Spike planted.
रेडी हो?
हाँ भाई वो ऐसी
Where the
जगह रिवील
effort?
हुआ है ना मैं कुछ
Something you could do here is you can just toss a smoke in the middle of sight and then TP out, and they might think that you're in the smoke and waste a bunch of their ammo and time focusing on that.
भाई वो ऐसी जगह रिवील हुआ है ना मैं कुछ कर नहीं पाता 78 मारा है
Last player standing.
जल्दी करना 40
One enemy remaining.
इधर ही था ना वो?
ओ यार
ओबे यार यही शॉट था हार गए
नहीं अब नहीं होगा नो टाइम थोड़ा
एक मार
जाता लेकिन मैं
रिस्टार्ट कर
You just have all yourself.
तब से मैं
Guess your team's forcing up.
रिस्टार्ट कर
No, it's 6-12. Of course you have to force.
एक
Cover going
फ्लैश
out.
कर रहा है
I almost wonder if that bulge is far enough that they can actually see the trap wire and break it from safety inside of the smoke.
Shadows traveling.
ये आ रहे हैं
This is a little dangerous. If there's a lurker at garage door, right here, you just step out to the open to garage door without even checking it.
आ रहे हैं
Yeah, I like this rotate. B definitely seems kind of scary.
One enemy remaining.
They had it handled.
एक मिनट ये लगा पीछे और तोड़ दूंगा
Economy doesn't matter anymore.
Get out of my way.
Wait, what? Isn't that your job to shoot that dart? Like right when you hear the dart, you like decide to like smoke instead.
अबे यार
You should have shot the dart.
टाइमिंग हो गई fuck भाई टाइमिंग हो गई स्मोक कर
Cover
रहा था
going out.
हां बैठ
Wait, what is that smoke too?
टाइमिंग हो गई fuck भाई टाइमिंग हो गई स्मोक कर
Cover
रहा था
going out.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay.
My way.
Alright, so one, you should dart. Two, you should not rush the smoke.
अबे
Like, this is a really terrible smoke. That's really good for them.
यार
Going out.
टाइमिंग हो गई fuck भाई टाइमिंग हो गई
Three, this is a bad smoke for you guys as well. Like, this is like equal, like 50-50 of who it helps here, of pushing forward or preventing them from pushing back. It's like,
Cover going out.
हां बैठ
also, I think they're on save, right?
रहा था भाई
Like, you don't want to create short range fights when they're on save and you guys have guns.
Deploying drone.
And they have a trip.
सी नहीं आ रही क्लियर है उन्होंने दो देखे सी पे आएंगे
Outside B, one more. Smoke करेगा B? Just came out. A link.
रिवील दे रहा
Push किया उसने A link.
Hush.
Nice
My
job.
ultimate is ready.
A आ रहे.
One enemy remaining.
CP?
Spike down
Shot.
A.
Short. Still short.
Nice, good rotate.
खेल लेना मैं अल्टीमेट
So the spots that you're playing on defense as omens just seem a little odd to me because they don't work well for your paranoia. Like there's not a great paranoia angle here. Most people will play like back here for this line or back site for this line, like or down sewer or like just like spots that like you that the paranoia will be
That's all, yeah.
effective.
गराज आया
मैं B.
I guess you heard the dart and you thought it was C.
गराज आया
मैं B.
एक विन
Oh, pushing this smoke. That's okay.
There they
Not
are.
bad. It's gonna hit your arena.
Shadows traveling.
I would usually fake this teleport.
One
वन
enemy
गराज
Oh my
remaining.
god, but I guess it worked out.
Shadows traveling.
Alright, so at the moment that you miss this teleport into your smoke, I guess it works out because your Sova's ulting. And also works out because your Reyna gets a great timing on her swing, but it's like really dangerous. Like this usually doesn't work.
One enemy remaining.
I would probably fake first teleport because your team's not really ready to push in yet.
तो गए
Down B.
यहाँ पे दिखा था मारता है कोई से
आउट हो सकता है आउट है गराज गया
नहीं है विंडो नहीं है
गैराज होगा गैराज में.
Here.
You know, when you first here, you want to be trying to trade your teammates. So here your teammates have started splitting up. I'd probably double with Jet. make sure that it's not possible for him to get a 1v1. You're falling too far behind the range of the trade.
Spike का है?
11 bullets, you should probably reload this.
मेरा है साइड साइड पे ही है
I see, the spike's here. Should have smoked this off. No reason giving him the free 1v1, especially when you got the info already.
Wait,
Looks like your money's fine though. So as long as you win the rounds, it's okay. But if this was earlier in the game, just losing the money for no reason is not great.
ये छोड़ रहा हूँ. वे गराज और बी को 3 दिखा.
Cover going out.
एक पीछे आ रहा है.
So there's no one holding your garage. They can actually jump through and flank you.
गराज आ सकते हैं.
It's a little
Can go
scary.
back, careful. Garage.
Cover going out.
Alright, so it's weird that your first instinct is always to smoke garage, because that also tells the enemy that you don't have teammates. So let's say they were 5C long or something like that, or whatever, however many C long. By you smoking garage, it signals to them, oh, they have no one in garage, and that makes it really easy for them to take sight. Like, you're basically just helping them smoke.
गराज स्मोक करा उसने. स्टार डाला.
We were spotted, but they went back, I guess.
You just made a bunch of noise on sight, you didn't have to.
स्मोक करा उसने गराज और सी. बी देखना.
Yeah, watch.
आउटसाइड गैरेज. ड्रोन कर रहा है.
Shadows traveling.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, I don't know about these smokes. And this is like now this is a weird paranoia angle, because now that you know that they have garage control with the drone.
सोवा और रेना इधर है.
But see, they can come out, safely clear this side, and then come out and fight you. This is a pretty good
Can't
smoke
फाड़
for
दी
them.
इसने मेरी. मैं करूँगा आएंगे तो. क्या रहे?
Revealing
Probably not great to be running without your gun here.
area.
This is paranoia, makes it sort of necessary.
करूँगा आएंगे तो.
But like, I probably wouldn't knife out here when they very well could be garage window on you.
Revealing area.
I might even clear garage window first.
One enemy remaining.
Spike spotted.
फिर गैरेज गराज आया गराज आया.
आएंगे पता है क्यों? मैं पीछे है.
If they stuck, I kill.
This gives them a lot of space if you toss the smoke early. I guess you're just doing it in preparation of the dart or something.
है?
नहीं. ये पे जा रहा है.
Reaction's a little slow for this. Yes, I find it weird. Either you put it so it's bulging a little bit, or you put it so it's like really in. Like, I don't think this is as bad.
You know what?
In this case, though, maybe they already passed this smoke by the time it landed, though.
Back side है. Good.
Good instinct to safety smoke.
Bro.
I wouldn't slow down. Like, careful that you don't crash into walls, though, when you're doing this. Like, you should be familiar enough to be able to keep moving while
Back
you're
side है. Good.
pushing the smoke out.
Bro.
Or if anything, you could even focus on, like, pushing the smoke out while you're pathing, and then only care about the end when you're, like, kind of
How
close to
bro?
the
How you
distance.
die?
Spike planted.
बीच से तो नहीं आ रहा है.
You should be tossing your smoke right now. Since he's on drone, like, this is your time to smoke off stuff.
One under, one short, two short और one default.
This is your time to be paranoying.
Smoke है तो left side कर देना.
And you guys should have already entered by now. You're just sort of giving them time to set up, find good positions and crossfires.
4 थे इधर.
Cover going out.
That's a very dangerous angle to swing.
4 थे इधर.
Cover going out.
So Sova hadn't cleared this angle yet, but this is probably the most dangerous line in the entire map. This line right here, and you didn't have your gun ready.
Enemy down.
Probably need to calm your team about that paranoia, because that would have saved your Reyna's life.
एक short है.
Last player standing.
That was good though. You watched his left side, you watched your right.
Attackers win. Player standing.
I wonder if it's actually
Good
better
shot,
for you to... Oh, this is fine. I think after this, you probably have to come out wide here, because you have to take these fights at this point.
Player standing.
Yeah, you started to. Alright, I'll try to type up the notes.